In this lion's mane class intro video, I'll be walking you through all of those steps I took before the class, so you're going to be able to reproduce those beginning steps at home. In the lion's mane class, I'll be supplying the still air boxes, my inoculated grain, and sterilized substrate. There, I'll be walking you through the mixing of the grain and the substrate in about a 1-to-3 ratio, packing that fruiting bag, sealing it, and then you'll be bringing it home, that block to fruit. It's going to take about 2 weeks to harvest your first flush, and if you re-moisten that block, you might get 1 or 2 more flushes out of it before the mycelium become exhausted. So, that being said, I look forward to seeing you in class. I wanted to show a little bit about my preparation for the classes, my lion's mane classes that I have coming up in the summer or spring and summer, May, June, July. Lion's mane growing classes. So in that, what I do is I will be taking the lion's mane, inoculating first liquid culture, then into grain, and then in the class, kind of talk about the lion's mane, and then have all the students will be basically putting together their own little lion's mane grow block. So just wanted to show kind of the beginning stages. So this is called a SAB, or a still air box, and so it keeps the air from from contamination. So this is a lion's mane culture I've had. I don't know if you can read it, but it's July of 23. I have an older one, lion's mane. Don't know how well this is going to be. That's why I'm going to grow it onto the Petri dish just to see. This one is a little bit earlier, but same year, 2023. Then I have, these are called slants. And so these are lion's mane slants. They last longer, made from this culture. Then I bought these from Mycelium Emporium. I didn't get them free or anything like that. That's where I got them from. And so I wanted to try them. One is a strain from Maine of lion's mane, which I thought was really interesting. Then we have, this is shiitake. I just wanted to do it on my own. And then this one is a different type of lion's mane. So I want to grow a couple of different types, kind of see which one propagates the fastest, kind of grows that mycelium the fastest, and then from that's what I'm going to be inoculating the grains with. So these have spores in them, and those get injected into this. This is liquid culture. There's nothing in here right now, but down in there, that's just some of the nutrients. That would be from barley malt, and I put a little bit of soy peptone, just a little bit. And then there's dextrose in here as well. Then it's all sterilized, and then I inject a piece of that into here, and then that grows into that. And then I take a syringe of this, and then this is what I inoculate the grain with. So, but first I want to see how this grows, because my little baby's been through a lot. We've been through a lot of moves. So I don't know how viable this is, but hopefully it's quite viable. But if it's not, I have a nice healthy slant. I don't know if you can see all this growth of the lion's mane from that culture. So I'll be taking a piece of that using, I'll be putting a blade on this, but a scalpel, and basically cutting a piece of that and then putting it onto the Petri dish. Then in about 7 or 10 days, it should start growing. I'm going to be putting these in, it's called a Martha box. It's basically a small stand-up kind of greenhouse, but indoor. It's small, going to be about this wide, maybe a little wider, but a little bit taller. But it keeps it nice and warm at a constant temperature, so it'll grow. And I'll keep you updated, but I just wanted you to see my little setup here with my still air box, the liquid cultures that are going to grow the spores from this. The Petri dishes, or for the slants, are going into that, and also to see whether old Big Mama is still viable or not. Hopefully she is. So I'll keep you posted, and let me know if you got any questions, comments. Check it out later. Here is my enormous pile of rye berries that I have soaked overnight, and now I've strained it, and then I'm going to be simmering it for a little bit, then packing the grain spawn bags. But yeah, that's a lot of rye. So this is the grain hydrating. We're getting a little steamy. You're looking for translucent. So it means the grain, the rye has absorbed as much water as it's going to. You don't want it to crack and break open. You want it to be nice and plump. So when you put in the inoculant, it'll grow aggressively and not have any competition with any kind of bacteria. So after this, it gets packed into some mason jars, and then it'll be sterilized before it gets injected with the lion's mane inoculant. All right, so there's some more grain drying, kind of steam drying. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off it. But basically, after it's absorbed as much water as possible before it kind of breaks, because you don't want it to break open, because that gives it more of a chance for contamination, surface area, and nutrients to bacteria. It's kind of a race between the fungi growing and any kind of bacteria that's in the area kind of growing. So to give it the best head start, you make sure that the grains are the most full of water possible without breaking, and then you dry it out, and then we put it in the bags. I don't know if you can see the bags that are already done. Those are ready to be inoculated. And yeah, that's how you prep the grain. Okay, and now the grains are sterilizing at 15 psi for 2 hours. And then after that, take it out. Those are only 4 bags in there. I'll have to do a couple rounds of this. They'll be all ready for the lion's mane inoculant. All right, now it's been all sterilized. I have them stacked, as you can see, kind of crisscross. And that way, all of the air vents that you see, they're not covered. So it's important not to have them covered. And that is the liquid culture grown out with the mycelium. And they are going to pull that up with a hypodermic needle and then inject it into the grain bags that are there. All right, here we go. Next step. All the grain is sterilized. I have the liquid cultures in there, along with some cultures growing out on Petri dishes and some blank Petri dishes just to test out some other liquid culture that I have, make sure that they're clean. But those 3 in there are all nice and good. There's no contamination, so they're ready to be injected into the grain bags. The grain bags will then grow the mycelium. It'll look nice and white after about 4 to 6 weeks. And then what we'll be doing in class is taking those bags of grain, and everyone's going to be mixing them in with some substrate to create their own bags, their own grow bags of lion's mane, which they will take home and the lion mane will grow from. It should be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there. This is the last step before class. This is the grain has been inoculated in the bags. It's been a couple of weeks now in the Martha tent, and you can see the white mycelium starting to coat all the grains. Those are some agar dishes. I'm growing out some other cultures. And when they're all ready, they'll be completely white and then be ready to be mixed with the hardwood substrate in class. So I thought I'd share some problem solving. So about a month early on the mycelium growth here for class, you can see it's growing really nice and aggressive. Some of that discoloration, by the way, is called the mycelium P. That's a very scientific term. Anyway, so it's metabolized just from the mycelium. There's no contamination at all. Thing was, it's been growing nice and aggressively, and it's about a month too early. So I'm putting it in the fridge to kind of put the mycelium in hibernation, and then I'll be taking them out about maybe 2 weeks before class. That'll allow it about a week to wake up, and then about another week to finish full colonization of the grain to like around 100%. So hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys in class.